Right, hello and welcome to this evening's talk about the graphic design course here at Long Road. My name is Emma Burton and I'm the course leader of graphic design here. So if you were to do this course, it would likely be that either me or two of our other teachers would be teaching you. So I'll be talking over the course this evening, and also there's a live chat bar. So if you've got any questions at all, you can ask any questions over in the chat bar on the side. Okay. Right, so the graphic design course at Long Road is a very artistic and very creative course. Throughout the course, you learn a wide variety of different design-based skills, and you take your sort of traditional art skills and learn how to explore them in a digital setting. Across the course, you'll develop loads of practical skills and use these to make outcomes such as magazine layouts, digital illustrations, logo designs, various types of advertising materials, and you'll learn how to make a professional portfolio of your work so that you have a portfolio that you can then take forward if you'd like to study graphic design at university or go into a job in graphic design. You also have the opportunity across the course to see how your work will look like on actual 3D products. So throughout the course, we make things like clothing, skateboards, book covers, packaging, and so on. And on this slide here, you can see a picture of one of my students wearing a t-shirt that was designed by one of our other students. The graphic design course here at Long Road is studied as an extended certificate. So it's a 60 credit course and it's equivalent to one A-level. So as it's equivalent to one A-level, you can mix it and match it with other courses in a wide variety of ways. So you could do it alongside two other A-level courses, two other extended certificates, or a diploma. So it's worth one subject and you can mix and match it however you like. Although it's a diploma course, it's respected exactly the same way as an A-level course and is worth the same amount of UCAS points as an A-level in graphic design. The course itself is 100% coursework based. So this is what makes it different to many other courses at Long Road. There is no exam at all at any point in the course. Every term you do a different piece of coursework. So every term is split into different coursework modules called units. Every term, that piece of coursework is then assessed at the end of the term, and that grade that then gets banked, and all of your grades get added together to get your final grade overall. Throughout the course, you produce something called a digital sketchbook, which is effectively a digital book that has all of the experiments that you create across a project, and you also create a portfolio, which again, as I said earlier, is something that you can use to help you get into university or to move into a job within graphic design. All of the coursework is marked in-house, so it's marked by the teachers, so a team of teachers who teach graphic design. It's then externally moderated by the exam board, so the exam board has the final say over the results. Across the course, you will do 6 different units, which all cover different areas of graphic design. So we start off with an album cover project, where you learn how to work to a client brief. We also do magazine layout design as your second project. And in that project, you learn loads and loads about how to use different digital techniques. So if you've never used Photoshop or Illustrator or any of the Adobe programs before, all of that is taught to you on the course. So you don't need to have any experience of that before you start. We then do logo design, where you learn about corporate branding and how to create a brand identity for a company. Then in year 2, we do a book cover design project, where you get to illustrate a book of your choice. Then we do advertising, where you understand how to influence an audience. And finally, we do a personal project where you can design anything you like. So these 6 projects are done termly across the 2-year course, and that is all the stuff that we cover. So just to show you some examples of the sorts of works our students do, this is the album cover project, which is the first project. So you can see here, students are allowed to design any album cover of their choice, but what they learn in this project is how to work to a client brief. So they're set a specific brief with specific things that the students need to include within their designs. And it's all about learning how to not just do what you want to do, but how to work with a client and do what your client expects of you. So as well as learning actual digital skills and design skills, you also learn professional skills on how to work with a real client. This is an example of the magazine layout project. So in this one here, as I said earlier, this is where we learn about all sorts of different ways of using digital techniques within your designs. So we learn a lot of digital illustration, where you use drawing tablets to draw directly into the computers. In this project, we are influenced by a graphic designer called David Carson, and he is a very grungy graphic designer. He created very unusual work, mostly in the 90s. So within that design project, you learn how to create this grungy feel to your work. Again, with every project, the students are allowed to have a brief that gears towards their own interests. So in this project, we make a magazine about a celebrity of their choice. So you're using your own interests to make your own work. This is the third project in year one, which is a logo design project. And again, in this project, students set their own brief. So they set a brief to design a logo for a restaurant that they come up with from scratch. So they get to decide the name of the restaurant, what it sells, who its target audience is, and so on. And then throughout that project, they learn a wide variety of skills of how to make logos and how to use a program called Adobe Illustrator to make those logos. Also within that project, we look at a lot at how students can put their logos into mock-ups so they can see how their logos would actually look on real products. So here we can see students' logos applied onto t-shirts, applied onto signs and so on. So they get an idea of what their work would look like in the real world. This is the project where you can design anything that you like. So this is the first project that we do in year two. So this project's very interesting because students have to research the history of graphic design and find out how graphic design evolved over time. They then use some sort of influence from the history timeline that they have made to influence their work. So they can design anything they want as long as it's influenced by a designer that they have researched. Students really enjoy this project because they've got total freedom, and lots of students produce 3D outcomes for this. So you can see on this page here, we've got students who've made shampoo bottles. They often make things like skateboards, t-shirts, chocolate bar wrappers and things like that. So it's a nice opportunity for students to see their work not just in a digital setting or in a print setting, but actually in a 3D setting. In year two, we also do this book illustration project. So students here can design the front cover of a book of their choice, again, bringing in their own personal interests. So this can be your favourite book. Again, within this project, you learn a lot about how to work with a client and work to a brief. And you also learn about how illustrators actually operate in the real world. So how illustrators get clients, how they produce their portfolios, and how they actually physically work as illustrators and get this work. So again, you're not just learning design skills, but you're also learning skills to help you in the real world of work. And then the final project that we do is a design for advertising project. And in this project, you create an advert that changes people's minds about a social issue. So in this project, it's all about learning how to make people think and rethink issues. So it could be something like don't smoke, don't drink and drive, don't wear fur. And you learn how to use words and images together to convey a message. In this project, we used quite a lot of photography. So as you've seen through all these examples, a lot of them are digital drawing based, but we can also use photography, and we also use lots of hand-drawn elements as well. So that's an overview of kind of how the coursework works. So the course overall is marked pass, merit, distinction, distinction star. And in A-level terms, that's the equivalent of a pass is an E, a merit is a C, a distinction is an A, and a distinction star is an A star. So in terms of UCAS points and its equivalency to an A-level, you can see that it gets exactly the same points for UCAS, and that's how it adds up in terms of A-level marking. Each unit is completed and marked individually and banked as we go. So after your first term, your first piece of coursework would be marked, and you would then get a grade on that piece of coursework. And then you wouldn't go back to that coursework, you would just move on to the next piece of coursework. So because of that, you always know exactly how well you're doing. You know what grades you've got so far, and therefore what grades you need to aim to achieve to get your overall grade that you are aiming for. So the results are all added together at the end to calculate your overall grade. We have been lucky to be extremely successful on this course for the past few years. So in this year's summer results, 88% of students got a distinction or a distinction star. So that's the equivalent of an A or an A star. In 2019, 76% of students got a distinction or a distinction star. So we tend to get between sort of 70 to 88% distinction star rate. So that shows that if students are willing to put in the effort, they will do extremely well on the course. As well as just the course, we also have lots of opportunities to do work outside of lessons that enriches your experience of being a graphic designer. So every year we offer an exciting array of opportunities for students to work with professionals on real world client briefs. So this year we are working with Cambridgeshire Police on a campaign to raise awareness about hate crime. So students are invited to enter competitions, work with these real clients, and if they win, their work gets used in the real world. So the police will actually pick a winner and that poster will be used within police stations around Cambridgeshire. We're also working with a company called Costello Medical on educational materials. And again, those will actually be used by that company. So students have many opportunities to actually see their work being used in the real world. Over the past few years, we've done a lot of these opportunities. So in the past, we've designed T-shirts and posters for Strawberry Fair. We've done logos for Adam Brooks. We've done posters for Arbury Carnival, neon lights for a company called Bag and Bones. We've also done logos for Centre 33, which is a company in Cambridge. Every year we work with the police, and we've also done posters for local charities. So you can see on this page here, one of my past students designed this poster for a charity called My Blue Heart, and it was used for events for that charity. We've got some pictures of some of my students and where you can see their work being used in the real world. So over on the right hand side, you can see a T-shirt that was designed. Oh, whoops, sorry. A T-shirt that was designed by my students for Strawberry Fair, and those are actually sold at the fair. So people can buy these T-shirts, and all of the staff wear them. So it's a really exciting opportunity for students to have their work used in the real world. You can also see the neon lights that have been designed by my students on this page as well. So that was really exciting for them to actually see their design turn into a real object. And you can see in the centre there, my students with one of the head doctors at Adam Brooks, and they designed that IBD research logo in the background that you can see there. So after Longroad, most of our students go on to study graphic design at university level. The most popular universities by far are Nottingham Trent and Norwich University of the Arts. A large majority of our students go to those two universities, which are some of the top universities for graphic design. We also have students often go to Anglia Ruskin, Falmouth School of Art, Loughborough University, the University of Lincoln and Central St Martin's. So some really top quality graphic design courses that they go on to. Many students don't choose to go on to do graphic design, but they do choose to go on to other creative subjects. So with this course, many students might go on to do illustration or photography, interior architecture, fine art, fashion, textiles. So really you can go on to do anything creative from this course. I've also had many students do this course and go on to do something completely different. So it doesn't necessarily limit you either. So I've had students go into midwifery, maths, biology. So even though obviously this course will gear you towards a creative direction, many students do it as a kind of a third option to keep them creative whilst actually wanting to go on to do something more technically academic. Many students also choose to study the Level 4 Art Foundation Diploma at Longroad before going on to university, and we do encourage them to do this as well. Also, some students have gone straight into work. So last year, one of my students who graduated has gone straight into working as a junior graphic designer at a company called Red Graphic. And one of my students the year before went on to work at Easy Pack Displays. So you don't have to go on to university. You actually produce such a strong portfolio that many companies will take you straight on as a junior graphic designer. I've just got a little quote here from one of my students, Tanisha Smith, who now works for Red Graphic in, I think it's in Sawston. So I'm just going to read you out this little quote from her to see what she thought of the course. So graphic design at Longroad prepared me to become a real graphic designer, as I learned how to work as a team, but also how to move at my own pace as an individual. One of my favourite parts of the course was how it was your choice which materials or applications you used to create a final piece. The teachers at Longroad helped me so much when I needed that push, and all you need for graphic design is enthusiasm to learn, hard work and a tiny spark of creativity, and they'll help you the rest of the way. So I would agree completely with what Tanisha said there at the end. So in order to do this course, really all you need is enthusiasm and a little bit of creativity, and everything else is taught completely from scratch. So most of the time when we are in college, our lessons take place in Mac rooms. So we have designated classrooms for graphic design that use the industry standard equipment and software. So you can see some pictures on the screen here of our classrooms. The programs that we use are Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator and InDesign, which are the programs that professional graphic designers use within their work. We also use digital drawing tablets and digital scanners within the classroom. Obviously, in this current climate, things are a little bit different. So at the moment, we're doing online lessons every other week on Teams. So when students are online at home, they have free access to Photoshop and all the other Adobe programs. They just have to sign in with their Longroad account. So they can continue to work on their digital designs from home. So that there is that opportunity to keep using all the top software. Also, our students at home, we do drawings and paintings and research work as well. Many students who do the course haven't done art before, so some of them aren't particularly excited by the idea of doing traditional drawings and paintings. Within the course, we do encourage it, but it's not something that you have to do. So all your work can be digital. So if you're a student who thinks, oh gosh, I don't actually really like drawing very much, don't worry, it's not a huge part of the course at all. And many of our students don't like drawing, but do learn to love drawing as the course goes on. So just to give you a bit of information about what you would need if you were to do the course. So when you start the course, you're required to buy a graphic design starter pack, which is a pack you buy through college. It just costs £15. And within that, you get a sketchbook, a portfolio case, some notebooks, various drawing equipment and art materials. And that is really all you need in order to do the course. As I said earlier, we currently provide our students with free access to Adobe Photoshop at home, so Photoshop, Illustrator and InDesign. And all they need in order to access this software is a computer at home that will take the software. So we do recommend that if you want to do the course, that you do have a laptop which is sufficient for using Photoshop. Also, our Mac suites are often available in free periods. So if you were to study with us, you would have lots of free periods on your timetable and you'd be able to come into the Mac rooms and use the Macs during those frees. We also have something called Plus Time, which is time on Tuesdays and Wednesdays where there are no lessons and students can just come in and get one-to-one support from the teachers. And again, they can use the Mac rooms at that time. So in order to do this course, these are the entry requirements. So you're required to get at least 5 GCSEs at grade 4, including GCSE English. We do ask, if possible, that students do have a grade 4 in either art, DT, media or photography if they've taken those subjects. If you haven't taken any of those subjects, you can still apply to do the course. All you would need to do is bring with you a creative portfolio to your advice and guidance interview. This portfolio can be very short, can be approximately 5 images long, and it just needs to showcase that you do have some creative ability. So it could be that you show me some photography, a bit of drawing, collage, painting or digital work, but really we just want to see that you do have a creative ability, some sort of artistic talent for you to succeed well on the course. Okay, so now we're going to have a little chat to some of our students to see what their experiences of the course are. So I'm going to introduce you to my student Seb, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the course. So bear with me while I just get Seb up on the screen. Okay. Right, so hi Seb.
Hello.
Brilliant. So Seb, if you could just tell me, why did you choose to study graphic design at Longroad?
I think the main thing that drew me to study graphic design at Longroad was the fact that none of the places around me really had a way to be creative at all, and yeah, being artistic is something that I was always interested in, and like other colleges didn't really supply that. So, and because Longroad was local to me, I could go there and study graphic design, which is what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you, Seb. So what's been your favourite part of studying graphic design so far at Longroad?
I think in the course there's a lot of stuff that I enjoy, but I think my favourite part is seeing the designs like on the PowerPoint now in like mock-up form, so you can actually see how it would look in the real world. So yeah, I think that's my favourite part. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you. So if you could sum up the course in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
I think I would have to say enjoyable, creative and exciting, because I mean, yeah, it's just all of those 3 things really. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you, Seb. So overall, how do you think graphic designs are preparing you for your future? Because you want to go into graphic design, don't you, or something media related? Yeah. So how do you think the course is preparing you?
I think studying is really here anyway. Is really beneficial because it just because of the digital sketchbooks and the portfolios that we make here. If we were to apply for a job or go to university, we have something that we can display to them. And because all of the designs are high quality, because we're pushed to do it well, then it's pretty much like you will most likely, like pretty much without fail, you'll be able to proceed in the graphic design world with it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Seb. I agree. Thank you so much, Seb. Brilliant. Thank you. Right. So now we're going to move on and we are going to speak to my student, Jade. So Jade, give me 1 second. I'll just add you. Okay, so Jade, lovely to see you. So Jade, why did you choose to do graphic design at Lara?
I chose to do it because it just sounded really interesting to me, because obviously I did media for GCSE.
Yeah.
I really just wanted to explore like my creativity more, and I like the idea of like if I took art, I wouldn't be able to do it digitally, and obviously in this society now everything's digital, so I think that really helps as well.
Brilliant, thank you, Jade. So what's been your favourite part of the course so far? Obviously you've only been doing it for a few months because you're in your first year, but what have you enjoyed most so far?
I do obviously like the design because that's the whole point, but I do really like the fact that we can interpret like other people's designs as well and just form our own ideas, and like by taking inspiration from other people you can really like be able to form your own idea of like what you like and what art styles you like and what kind of like designs resonate with you.
Yeah, brilliant, thank you. So yeah, that's something I haven't mentioned actually, is we do a lot of research on the course as well. So we look at a lot of how other graphic designers work and then use that to influence what you do. Brilliant. So Jade, if you could sum up the course in 3 words, what would they be?
Probably experimental, imaginative and creative.
Brilliant, brilliant. So do you want to go into graphic design in the future or something creative? And do you think this is helping you with that future plan?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do. Leaning more to like photography and graphic design, but you know, anytime tells. But yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much, Jade. Brilliant. So thank you to Jade. We're now going to finally just talk to one other student. Bear with me. Okay, so we're going to speak now to Lara, who is one of my other year 1 students. So bear with me while I get her up on the screen. Right, hi Lara. Hello. So Lara, if you could tell us, why did you choose to study graphic design at Long Road?
I've always been really into designing, but I didn't really enjoy art and I was never really good at it. And I always had quite a bad experience with DT. I had a lot of different teachers and I never really got to know the course very well. And I wanted to try something new, but I definitely wanted to do something with design.
Brilliant. And so what's been your favourite part so far?
I think for me, I've really enjoyed creating new things and not just taking notes, which can be really tiring sometimes. And I think the most fun part is getting to create products, which can be used anywhere.
Brilliant, because you do your other 2 subjects are very academic, so is it quite nice having one that's a bit different?
Definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. So if you could sum up the course in 3 words, what would your 3 words be?
I think it's probably quite original and I find it really quite interesting and enjoyable.
Brilliant, thank you. And how is graphic design, do you think, preparing you for your future?
I think because it's a design course, I can go into other design careers like architecture or interior design.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you so much, Lara. Thank you to all 3 students that have spoken today. Brilliant. So bear with me. I'm just going to go back to me, or try to, sorry. Okay. So we're coming up to the end of the talk today. I'll just quickly show you just a few more slides that have opinions from other students. These students are talking tomorrow, so we can't see them today, but you can see here one of my students, Phoebe, she went to Hitchens Girls' School. She's studying graphic design, media and art, and she says here that she chose to study at Long Road because she thinks Long Road has a unique individuality and lets her be creative with her work. She also feels like she's treated as an adult, so that will help her be ready for university. Shannon, who's also going to talk tomorrow, she studies at King James Academy in Royston. She's doing graphic design, English language and lit and media. And she chose to study at Long Road because when she visited on open evening, she found the college to be really friendly, particularly in the art areas. And then one of my students, Amy, who's going to talk tomorrow, she went to Witchford Village College. She's studying graphic design, art A-level with graphic design illustration as her specialism, and geography A-level. So you can see lots of our students mix and match their courses in quite unique ways. And she decided to come to Long Road because she was deciding between her local sixth form and this sixth form, and she wanted to do graphic design, but no other colleges around her were doing graphic design. She also wanted the independence of being able to go on the train, and also when she came to open evening, she thought it was very welcoming. And also Tegan, who's going to speak tomorrow rather than today, but she went to Ely College. She's doing graphic design and 120 media, so double media. And she decided to study at Long Road because she wanted a fresh start with a new school and a new location. She also wanted to be independent and meet new people. And she also felt that Long Road had the courses that she wanted to take, and it seemed like a comfortable environment to work in. So hopefully that's given you an awful lot of information about the Long Road graphic design course. If you need any more information, please do go to our website. And on there, if you search for the courses, you can find the graphic design diploma. There's another video on there that explains other things about the course. And also, please do ask any questions in the chat bar on the side. Okay, so people will still be here to answer some questions for a few minutes. Thank you very much. Bye.